In the previous classes, we were talking about modal verbs, and we tried to practice a lot with them. I was trying to show you many ways in which we can use modal verbs. And now I want to change a little bit the topic because I want to move on to the next unit. So let's just remember what we were doing last class. Let me go back to the book. Let me close this here. So yeah, as you may already be familiar with, we were talking about all the modal verbs that are on Unit 5. So we started with could and should for suggestions. Then we moved on a little bit for will and may and might. And here we were talking about expressing livelihood. This is the last thing that we talked about. So yeah, we were paying a lot of attention to the idea of using will plus other words like likely or most likely, probably and definitely, right? So these were the topic. This was the topic that we were talking about on the previous class, which was on Monday. We completed some exercises at the back of the book, and I recommended doing them just for practicing, like to figure out how the language works. So yeah, that wasn't really a homework because I only suggested that that you completed these exercises, but still I am going to repeat that. Like I think it's necessary for you guys to complete exercises so you can practice with the vocabulary and the language that we are carrying out in this class. So again, I recommend completing exercises on page 138. In class, we only completed the listening though. All right, so that's a thing that we started with. Yeah, so that was the last thing we talked about. We also were talking about the other modal verbs related to have to and need to, and of course, yeah, the here we were talking about kind of a soft obligation, if you wish, and a necessity. Right, so that's where we were. Um, Having this like difference between the modal verbs that we saw on previous classes, which require the next verb not to be conjugated. And this also requires the next verb not to be conjugated, but difference is that you need to conjugate have to or need to when you are talking about the third person singular. That's mandatory. Right, so yeah, that's a thing that we need to keep in mind. So yeah, with that, I think we finished this unit. The only thing that I wanted to pay attention to was this listening exercise. Yeah, because it was related to identifying problems. And I think it's a kind of a good exercise in order to practice our listening skills. Right, so we are going to complete all of this. Just pay attention to the listening skill that we have here. Let me mark it, this one. So on the listening skill, we have that speakers often use certain phrases to express instructions, right? So here we are focusing on instructions. And we can say that some of those phrases that they use in order to introduce instructions are first, to start, then, after that, next, and finally, right? So I also call these words sequencers, by the way. Sequencers, because they help us talk about the order in which things happened, all right? So that's why we call them sequencers. So first, then, after that, next, final, right? So it's to give like the steps to do something, right? So I think that using sequencers is a very good skill that we can use, especially when we want to explain something to another person, how to do something, which is something that we are going to do on the next exam. I'm going to show you a few pictures, and I am going to require from you that you explain to me how to make those things, like what are the steps that you need to follow in order to do something. Okay, so that's why this exercise is going to be quite useful, of course, not only for the exam, but also for having some words in hand in order to explain processes, how to do something. All right, so pay attention to these kind of words. First, then after that, next, and finally. Um, Let me move this a little bit. And what are we going to listen? We are going to listen to phone messages. And I like this one, especially because it is a very difficult thing to do. Like listening to messages, it's kind of a hard skill um, to follow. All right, so we are going to listen to it once, and we're going to answer just A. Then we're going to go with B. Right, so let me make sure that I'm sharing my sound. Yes, I am. Now let's listen, please. And you have to answer the question, who leaves a message in all the conversations? All right, so let's find out.
1,
Hi, Yuki. This is Mary in tech support. I understand that your speakers aren't working. It may be because of the volume level. First, click on the sound icon on your desktop. Then, change the volume level as needed. That will probably solve the issue. Call me back if you need more help.
2,
Hi, Tom. This is Junior. You reported that your laptop screen is frozen. Your laptop is new, so it won't be a serious issue. First, try restarting the computer. After that, try logging in again. Please call me back if that doesn't work.
3,
Hi, Sarah. This is Mary from tech support. You reported that you can't get online from the main conference room. It may be because you're no longer connected to the internet. To start, check the Wi-Fi connection. Next, add the correct wireless network. And finally, make sure the password is correct. You might have to restart your computer after that. Let me know if you still need help.
4,
Hello, Sam. This is Junior in tech support. I got your message. I understand that you can't do your presentation since there is no microphone in your meeting room. First, you should check with Carla in reception. She should have a microphone and will help you. If she isn't there, then please call me back. I might be able to find another one.
5,
Hi, Julio. This is Mary. I got your message that your computer keeps crashing. Your hard drive may be full. To start, delete any files that you don't need. Then, remove any programs that you no longer use. And finally, restart your computer. That will solve the problem. Let me know if you need any more help.
6,
Hi, Katie. This is Junior. You said you're having trouble making a video call with your computer. It may be that your webcam is off. First, make sure that the webcam is turned on, then check that the cables are plugged in correctly. If you need more help, please call me.
All right, we got them. There were a lot of conversations, so it's difficult to understand them all. And it's also difficult to focus, especially because they are conversations that are basically messages, phone messages. So it's kind of difficult to get it. So let's just answer the first one. I'm going to launch a poll so we can see, we can check your understanding. So remember we are talking about this question. Who leaves a message in all the conversations? All right, so is it someone from tech support? Is it someone from reception? Or are employees with problems? All right, so again, remember that we are focusing on the person who leaves the message, not the person who receives the message. All right, so that's something important to keep in mind. Let me give you a few more seconds to vote. So who leaves a message in all conversations? I like the answers that we already have because, yeah, they're kind of correct. Yeah, after answering that, we're going to listen again, and we are going to be also reading the transcription in case you need it, and also we are going to be checking the answers after. All right, so let me end it and share the results. We have a clear winner, which is A, and it's definitely true. So we are talking about messages that someone from tech support left. It was not the same person all the time, so that's why it may get a little confusing. But yeah, it was someone from tech support always trying to solve some problems that people are having with the devices, right? So that's the main idea. Now let's move on to the next part of the exercise, of the listening exercise here. And yeah, we're going to be working on, let me move it a little further. I think that's enough. All right, we are going to be working on question 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 and 6. This time we are going to be watching the subtitles too. So if there's anything that you don't really get, we can check it right away. We're going to go one by one because I think that's easier, right? So yeah, let's listen to the whole thing first, and then we're going to check the answers once. Let's go.
1,
Hi, Yuki. This is Mary in tech support. I understand that your speakers aren't working. It may be because of the volume level. First, click on the sound icon on your desktop. Then, change the volume level as needed. That will probably solve the issue. Call me back if you need more help.
All right. So again, we are listening to a message left by someone from tech support. And yeah, what we can gather from this is that there are some problems with the speakers. So let me ask you, let me relaunch this. And let me ask you, how can Yuki fix the speakers? All right, so we have option A, unplug the cable and restart the computer. She can click on the sound icon and change the volume level, or she can unplug the plug and unplug and then plug in the speaker cables. So what is the suggestion that she
Yeah.
received?
Teacher Val, sorry, I have
Yeah.
a question. Is it okay if I say I'm working or it doesn't work?
All right, like I'm working like with UN.
For example, my speakers, I'm working.
Like this one that I wrote here.
Yes.
Nope.
I
it's not.
hear I'm working or doesn't work. I'm not sure. I'm
No.
not read. I just hear.
Yep. No. No, it's not correct. So what probably you heard was this one,
Aren't
aren't working. Yes,
Mm.
yes, yeah. So your speakers aren't working.
Yes, yeah, I can see. Yes,
Yeah.
aren't work. Okay, sorry.
Yes. Yeah, no problem. All right, so yeah. Let's check your answers. Everybody voted B, and I like it because yeah, that's the correct one. So in this case, we're talking about this option. So she has to click on the sound icon and change the volume level. That's a very basic solution. I don't think that we need tech support for that, but yeah, that's what we got. Let's go with the next one. Let me close this one and let's go.
2,
Hi, Tom. This is Junior. You reported that your laptop screen is frozen. Your laptop is new, so it won't be a serious issue. First, try restarting the computer. After that, try logging in again. Please call me back if that doesn't work.
All right. So let me relaunch. You can vote while I read the question. So what problem is Tom having? His laptop won't start, he can't log in, or his screen stopped working. Let's see what it is. Well, this time I'm getting different votes. Very different votes. Let's see. Let me give you a few more minutes to vote. Remember that we have it here. Right, a few more minutes and let me share. That's what you have voted. We have A, his laptop won't start, and we have C, his screen stopped working. Right, so actually the winner is C. Yes, and many of you voted C. Yeah, you reported that your laptop screen is frozen, right? So the screen is not working, it's frozen. Your laptop is new, so it won't be a serious issue. Please try restarting the computer. After that, try logging in. All right, so it's not a serious problem. It's just a matter of restarting. So yeah, the screen stopped working because it's frozen. That's the idea. Let's go with the next one.
3,
Hi, Sarah. This is Mary from tech support. You reported that you can't get online from the main conference room. It may be because you're no longer connected to the internet. To start, check the Wi-Fi connection. Next, add the correct wireless network. And finally, make sure the password is correct. You might have to restart your computer after that. Let me know if you still need help.
All right, so the question is, let me relaunch this first. So you can start voting while I read. What does Sarah have to do after she adds a wireless network? She has to restart the computer, check the password, or connect to the internet. What is it? This is a tricky question, I guess. And yeah, we are having many votes, many different votes here. Let me give you a few more seconds to vote. Everybody voted something different. Let me share. We have some A's, some B's, and some C's. I think she needs to check her password. I think this is the one that's correct. So what do we have? Let's see. Where does it say this? Make sure the password is correct. You might have to restart your computer after that. Yeah, so what she needs to do is to check her password, to check if it's correct. Because yeah, she's going to check the Wi-Fi connection. She's going to check everything. And finally, she needs to check the password and see if it's the correct one or if it's even working. right? So yeah, that's the one. Now, let me move this to this point. Let me stop sharing and let's go with number 4. Let's see how it goes.
4,
Hello, Sam. This is Junior in tech support. I got your message. I understand that you can't do your presentation since there is no microphone in your meeting room. First, you should check with Carla in a reception. She should have a microphone and will help you. If she isn't there, then please call me back. I might be able to find another one.
I might be able to find
5,
another one. Oops, sorry.
Hi, Julio. This is
Okay, sorry. My mouse is not really
Mary.
working. All right. I was talking about this phrase. I might be able to find another one. So again, possibility, but not the highest possibility, of course. Yeah, what do we have in the question? Let me relaunch it so you can start voting. And we have, what should Sam do if Carla isn't free? He should call Junior in tech support. He should call someone else in reception, or he should cancel the presentation. Let me know what you think. Let me give you a few more seconds to vote. I think this one is clearer than the previous one. We are getting the right amount of votes in the correct one. Yeah, let me share. And what do we have? We have a clear, very clear winner, which is A. So yeah, Sam definitely should call Junior in tech support in case Carla isn't free. That's what we got in the, let me close this one, in the audio. Oops. Okay, let me move this a little bit. All right, so that's not the one. Let's go back to number 4. And yeah, Carla is the person that is in reception. So if Carla isn't there, there might be someone else that could help this person. All right, so yeah, Junior is the one who's going to be given extra tech support there. That's what we got on the conversation. Now let me stop sharing and we'll continue with number 5.
I got your message that your
Let me
computer keeps
move it back.
crashing.
Should have a microphone and will help you. If she isn't there, then please call me back. I might be able to find another one.
5,
Hi, Julio. This is Mary. I got your message that your computer keeps crashing. Your hard drive may be full. To start, delete any files that you don't need. Then, remove any programs that you no longer use. And finally, restart your computer. That will solve the problem. Let me know if you need any more help.
All right, yeah. So this is about Julio and Mary. Let me relaunch my poll again. And let's read number 5. So what does Julio need to do as a last step? He needs to restart the computer, he needs to delete some programs, or he needs to delete some files. Remember that here we are talking about the last step, the last thing that he can do. And yeah, let me know what you think. This one, I think, is also easier than the previous one. Let me share the results. And again, we have a clear, very clear winner, and is restart the computer. He would definitely need to restart the computer, and we have it right here. Finally, restart your computer, right? So it's the last step, finally. Let me stop sharing and let's go and listen to the last one.
6,
Hi, Katie. This is Junior. You said you're having trouble making a video call with your computer. It may be that your webcam is off. First, make sure that the webcam is turned on, then check that the cables are plugged in correctly. If you need more help, please call me.
Okay, we got it. Let me relaunch and read the question so we can know what it is about. So what does Katie need to do first? She needs to turn on the speaker. She needs to check the webcam, or she needs to plug in the cables correctly. What do you think? Okay. And again, I'm very happy with the results. We have a clear winner. Let me share. And yeah, the winner is B. B. Very good. All right. So what do we have here? We have someone who it's the opposite of the previous one, because in the previous one we were talking about the last step, but here we are talking about the first step. Yeah. So the first thing is try to check the webcam. Of course, if you're having problem with the webcam, as I was having problem with my webcam at the beginning of the class, then the first thing that we need to do is to check what's the problem with that. So you may need to see if it's off and make sure if it's turned off, etc. Right, so yeah, different problems that you may have with technology. That was the main topic of this listening exercise. Also, just let me remind you that previously, before listening to this, we were talking about these sequencers. Let me write the word again, in case you were not here when I mentioned it first. Yeah, so we were talking about sequencers, and yeah, what are sequencers? Those words that help us organize things in a sequence, all right? So first, then, after that, next, finally, right? So in order to mention how to do things. I told you that these words are going to be important for our exam, because I'm going to ask you to explain how to do something. Okay, I'm not gonna tell you anything right now, but yeah, I'm going to give you images. You will have to explain how to do those things that we have on the image. For example, how to make a pizza. All right, so first you do this, second you do that, and then you start telling me step by step how to make a pizza. Right, so yeah, I have one of my favorite images. I just said I'm not going to give you more information, and here I am giving more information about that. So one of my favorite pictures that I'm going to share with you in the exam is one with a vending machine. So how to get a soda from a vending machine. So you need to tell me all the steps to get a soda, for example. All right, so yeah, the sequencers are very good, very useful for those kind of situations when you need to explain how to do something, or as we have here, when you need to give instructions. So don't forget about them, please, because they're going to become in handy when you are completing the exam. By the way, I'm talking about the exam, but I need to know, do you know when the exam is? Does anybody know? Nobody knows. Oh my God.
No, I don't.
No, really? Oh my God.
See,
Now
what
I'm
was the
surprised.
question? Sorry.
Sorry?
What was the question? I received a phone call right now.
Oh.
Sorry.
Right in the most important question, Rodri. Oh my gosh. What was the question? The question was, when is the next exam?
Ah, okay.
Next Friday.
I don't know, never.
Never.
Same day.
Chloe is correct in this one. It's today. No, I'm joking. It's next Friday.
Oh!
Next Friday. Same.
Yeah, Friday the 10th. Very good. The 10th of May, of course. Yes, it's next Friday. That's why I'm talking about the exam, all the time telling you, well, this is going to be on the exam, so you can start thinking about it because, yeah, next Friday we have an exam. It's going to be very similar to the previous one. I'm going to add more exercises for writing, though, I told you. So, yeah, we're going to need more writing with the sequencers that we just saw here and with some other situations, with modal verbs especially. Yeah, so on Friday the 10th, that is to say next Friday, next week, we are going to have the next exam. Don't forget about that. Yeah, so with this listening exercise, I think that we can close up this this unit with modal verbs. I think, yeah, we've covered everything. And now I would like to move on to the next unit. So the next unit, it's talking about food again. Right? I think this book was written by someone from Cochabamba because it talks about food all the time. And this is not the exception. We are going to come back to talking about food. When were we talking about food? In unit 4, when we were talking about the quantifiers, how much, how many, much, many, etc. Enough. So now we are going to continue talking about food. So be ready to bring up the vocabulary again. We are going to talk about food preferences. We are going to talk about gifts, and that's my favorite part of the unit. And past events, I don't know if we're gonna get there before Friday, but at least the first 2 lessons are going to be covered before the next exam. So let's get right to that. And the first thing that we are going to do is check vocabulary to talk about food. Yeah, everything looks very delicious in this book. Now we are going to talk about adjectives. All right, so let me highlight that because this is the word that we're looking for. Adjectives, sorry, to describe food, especially the flavor. All right, so let's give a listen to the pronunciation and then we'll talk about the meaning. Let's hear.
Listen.
Salty. Spicy. Sweet. Bitter. Hot. Cold. Strong. Weak. Sour. Rich.
All right, there we go. So we've got salty related to the word salt. So that's not very difficult to figure out the meaning, salty, like with a flavor of salt. Then we have spicy. What does spicy mean? Does anybody know? Spicy?
Picante.
Picante, very good. We have another word for picante and it is also,
Picoso.
yeah.
Caliente?
Yes, it's hot. When you say it's
But
hot,
just in English.
in
It's
English,
hot.
of course.
Of course.
Yeah, in Spanish it wouldn't work, so don't try it at home because
Es
it
caliente,
would be weird.
that means another thing.
Yeah.
Careful, be careful.
Yeah, totally different. So don't try it at home, kids, because it's not gonna work. Yes. So spicy or hot. We usually use the word spicy to talk about like spicy food in general. But if I try something, I could say it's spicy. But I would say it's more common to say like this is hot. Also in the US, for example, it's very common to find hot sauce. A hot sauce. Oh my gosh, I cannot spell it. Yeah, there you go. A hot sauce. What does that mean? Salsa picante, hot sauce. They don't normally call it spicy sauce. I would say only hot. Yeah, we also have the word in this chili, the red hot chili peppers. Yeah, you know where that comes from because it means that thingy that is very spicy. right? So the word hot also refers to spicy. Then we have, of course, sweet, something sweet. And this is one of my favorite flavors, bitter. What does bitter mean? This one.
No, it's gonna be my next question.
Your next
Raro.
question.
Like amargo?
Amargo.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Amargo.
Amargo. Yeah, I agree with you guys. It's more like amargo. It's in the same, yeah, it's similar to sour, I would say. Amargo. So we have the word in English, bittersweet. What does bittersweet mean?
It's sweet.
Not just sweet,
But
because
no Beetlejuice, but Beetlejuice, no.
the bittersweet
Oh,
symphony.
agridulce?
Agridulce. There you go. Yes, thank you, Clau. Agridulce. So we are combining sweet and bitter. And we have bittersweet or agridulce, which is very common for Asian food. I think Asian food has a very bittersweet flavor. All right, then we have hot, not talking about spicy, but hot when it's burning, especially with this steam here that you can see. So we can know that it's hot. Then we have cold, which is the opposite of hot. Then we have strong. What does strong mean?
It's
Fuerte.
Fuerte.
Fuerte, or also we can say cargado. Yes, not only fuerte, but also cargado. Especially when we are talking about coffee. When we talk about coffee, it's common to say está cargado, un café cargado, or a tea also. Then we have weak. Oh, sorry?
power coffee.
A power coffee. Yes, if you can call it that, yes.
I don't know.
Not really, it's not a power coffee, it's just strong coffee.
Strong coffee, okay.
Strong coffee. The opposite of strong would be weak. What does weak mean?
The opposite of strong.
Ah,
Suave.
débil.
Ralo.
Yeah.
Suave.
Ralo.
Did I hear
Suave.
ralo?
Yes.
Ralo is
What is ralo? I don't know.
You
A
put
tea.
more,
A tea
more
weak.
water, the tea.
Oh,
Not strong.
I'm not strong.
The coffee
tea?
can
Ralo.
the strong is dark and the weak is light.
Light.
When your coffee has more water than coffee.
Oh, okay. Is this how you spell this, ralo? Is it correct?
The bag of tea used in many cups.
In many cups. Oh, the same tea bag.
Yes.
Yes,
I understand. Good.
that's for greedy people.
Ralo
Yeah.
is in the
That's a common way
Bolivian language.
Bolivian
Ralo.
language. Yes. All right. Ralo. A Bolivian word. I like it. You Bolivians have many words to describe flavors. I like it. Yeah.
Hey,
So,
teacher,
yeah.
but sorry.
Sorry?
Where are you from?
Where am I from? I'm from
Yeah.
Chile.
And
Yes.
really good.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes, I'm from Chile, so that's why I don't know the word ralo. But yeah, I'm going to start using it because I like it. It sounds cool, ralo. So yeah, there you go. A weak tea or a weak coffee will be ralo or suave. It's something that is not very flavory and it doesn't have a lot of color. So you can see a strong coffee, it's very colorful, it's dark. On the other hand, we have something weak without a strong color, if you wish, also. All right, so what do we have next? We have sour, like pisco sour. It's not very common here, but yeah. What does sour mean?
Agrio.
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 Agrio. Ácido, maybe. It's the same, ácido and agrio. I'm not sure.
No.
It's not?
No, it's not the same.
Not the same. No.
All right. I don't know. Well, yeah, let's call it agrio. I think that's the correct one. Sour, then would be agrio. Like
Teacher,
the
but
Hmm?
But the lemon is not agrio.
It's not
It's
agrio.
acid.
It's ácido. Oh my
Both,
gosh.
I think.
Is it both?
No, agrio is.
I don't think so.
I have no
Mm.
idea.
No.
When your lemons are old,
Uh-huh.
probably it's sour.
It's sour.
Exactly.
But it's fresh, it's not sour, it's ácido.
Acid.
Oh, all right. Okay. Now
The
let me
women's
think about.
cooking.
Yeah, you know that I don't cook, so I have no idea.
Too
Well,
much
I'm not sure.
information. Too much, huh?
Sorry?
No. It's okay. What's a joke?
Sorry, I missed it. Oh my gosh, I don't like missing jokes. Yeah, well, I
doesn't
trust.
only
sorry?
eat. Rodrigo doesn't cook, only eats.
Well,
Maybe, who knows?
who knows? So yeah, I'm not sure really. Like I wouldn't know the difference between agrio and ácido in Spanish. I think they are the same. And I think sour, it's both of them. But yeah, you are the experts. I trust you in the cooking field because I have no idea. Anyways, yeah, sour is this kind of a flavor that makes us shrink. It's not very pleasant. It's a little different from bitter because bitter is not so unpleasant as sour. Sour is a little stronger than bitter. So yeah, that would be the difference between bitter and sour. And finally, we have rich. What is rich?
People who
Rico, sabroso,
money.
People who
delicious.
have
People who
a
have
lot of
money.
money.
Yes, like this steak with a lot of money. Yeah,
Like
actually,
delicious?
yeah, probably like delicious. Thank you, Paul. So yeah, I'm not very sure. I would never use rich to talk about flavor. I don't know if,
Delicious,
yeah, we
maybe.
use delicious. Yeah, delicious.
Delhi.
Mhm.
Tasty, could be.
Yes. When I use rich, talking about food is when it's very rich in flavors, like it has many ingredients and it's kind of what I would call in Spanish sustancioso with like a lot of flavor. I'm not sure if it's the same as rico in Spanish, but yeah, it's kind of similar. Nothing to do with
Teacher,
money
excuse
though.
me.
Yeah, tell me.
We can use the word rich with a salt, for example, or with another kind of food, or only with
Um,
sweet food.
I would say with any kind of food. Yeah, yeah. Even with a soup or something very classic like pasta. Yeah, it is possible to say rich. Yeah,
Okay, thank you, teacher.
yeah, good. So it's not only for complicated dishes; it's for everything really. Yeah. So, yeah. Now I recommend starting using these words because yeah, we sometimes don't know how to describe food. So the idea here is that you can add more words to your vocabulary in order to describe what you eat. I would say that the word spicy in Bolivia is very useful because here we have many spicy things and they are delicious. I like spicy food too. So now let's see what all of that has to do with the grammar here. So why were we learning adjectives? Because we are going to use adjectives to describe food, but we are going to use them with to and enough, right? So to and enough plus adjectives. So as we studied in unit 4, we mentioned that we can use to with a negative meaning. That's an important thing to keep in mind because to is more than you need, more than you want. Okay, it's more than you required. For example, if I say it's too hot here, I mean that it's hotter than I would like, right? So it's hotter than necessary. So we always use to in a negative form. And then we have that to comes before an adjective, like here. We have to, and then we have an adjective to describe. So for example, this coffee is too weak, too weak. More than we need, more than we want. Too weak. The opposite of strong, of course. Or the chips are too salty. Does anybody know what the chips are? What does it mean?
The potatoes without water.
Potatoes without water. Oh my gosh, you're very, 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 very
French
specific.
fries.
French fries, is it?
Maybe that kind of meat. You can buy French frites or tacos. How do you say? Nachos.
Nachos? Yeah. Yeah, well, actually, French fries are as papas fritas. Like, yeah, like the long ones. And oh, they are so delicious. Yes, but we are not talking about those ones here. We are talking about chips. So where are the potato chips?
That's
I don't know how to call them in.
circles, little circles, and fries.
Yeah. They usually come in a package. Okay, let's go back. I don't know how they are called in Spanish. So
The same. Papas
the same?
fritas.
Is the same?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, that's why I don't know. Yeah. So these ones
Teacher,
are chips in English. Yeah?
Yeah.
it's more related to the good, the form of the
Yeah.
good of these
Yeah.
products.
Yeah, definitely. Yes. Yes. So it's related to the form, the way they come, because they always come in packages and we eat them like snacks. So yeah, these ones are called chips, not French fries, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Chips.
Yes, but in Spanish we have like the same words as you said. That's why it's difficult to explain. Yeah, let's go back. All right, so yeah, the chips are too salty, meaning that they have more salt than it's needed or that is wanted, more than we need. Right, so whenever you're using too, it's because you think it's more than enough. So let me just tell you, these words are called intensifiers. Why are they called intensifiers? Because they help us give some emphasis or intensity to the adjective that we are trying to convey, right? So here I'm talking about weak, but I could say this coffee is weak. It's perfectly correct. But I want to give some emphasis to the idea of weak, and I could say this coffee is too weak, more than I want, more than I need. The same with the chips example. So I can say the chips are salty. Perfectly correct. But if I want to add more emphasis, I would say the chips are too salty. More than we need, more than we want, right? And that is the difference between too and enough. Because with enough, it's not more than we need, it's just the right amount, right? So enough means the right amount. Exactly what we need, exactly what we want. But we also can say not enough in the negative form, which means less than it's needed or wanted. And also enough comes after an adjective. So if you remember, to comes before the adjective. Let me make it clear. This is the adjective, and to comes, oops, I'm not writing. To comes before, right? So on the case of enough, first we have the adjective and then we have enough, right? So it's the other way around. You finish the sentence with the word enough. Whereas when you are using to, you finish the sentence with the adjective. So that would be a difference between those two words also. The word order, if you wish. So let me make it in big. Adjective, and finally enough. Let's see the examples. The soup is spicy enough. Spicy enough, like the right amount. Or I can say those cookies are not sweet enough. They are not sweet enough. Meaning that they have less sugar than we wanted or needed. All right, so in the case of enough, you can use it for affirmative or negative sentences. It works perfectly well in both. Yeah, so that would be it. It's not more complicated than that. It's just the matter of using intensifiers to kind of give more emphasis to the adjective that we are trying to convey or to use. Let's read the note. We have that infinitives often follow expressions with to and enough. Look at this, infinitives. What's an infinitive? Who remembers what an infinitive is?
The verb without conjugation.
The verb without conjugation, yeah.
The verb preceded
with to.
With to.
With to. There you go. That's better.
Base form.
Yes.
The base form of the verb.
The base form of the verb. So the infinitive is the base form of the verb. Okay, these are words that you need to keep in mind, guys, because we are.
In Spanish, infinitive is the verb who lives in er, ir, and ar.
Yes, there you go. Like caminar, vestir, etc. Yes. So, but in English, we don't have that, so we use to in front.
The word
For
to
example,
precedes the verb.
Yes. There you go. To walk. Then the base form is walk, only walk, without to. And then the gerund would be walking with ing. All right, so please, oh please, remember these words, because every time that you study English, you are going to need to use these words, and you need to know the difference between an infinitive, a gerund, and a base form. Okay, so an infinitive is the one that has to in front. Okay, so infinitives often follow expressions with to and enough. Let's see the example. It's not warm enough to eat. Oh, my coffee is too hot to drink right now. The chips are too salty to enjoy, for example. To enjoy. It's not to enjoy, it's to enjoy. Too salty to enjoy. That means that I cannot enjoy them because they are too salty. No?
Yeah, it's okay.
Ah, good. So, I don't know. This coffee is too weak to be truth. I don't know. Becoming more poetic here. All right, so to, it would be the infinitive. The soup is spicy enough to be delicious, for example. Those cookies are not sweet enough to enjoy again, right? So yeah, whenever you want to give more context to your sentence, you can add the phrase to at the end, and that's gonna work perfectly correct.
But I have a question.
Tell me.
I used to hear in the movies when they say, "My coffee is too hot for drinking."
Yep, that's different. Do you notice what's different in that sentence?
Yes, I think the preposition for, but it's correct or not?
Yeah, it's very correct.
No.
Yes, I'm gonna explain why. Because every time that we have prepositions in English, what follows, it's ing, always. There is no exception. Yes,
Okay.
yes. So for example, a preposition, wait a few minutes before drinking your coffee. All right, so we have the preposition before, and what follows, it's an ing. Yeah, always. The same with the preposition after. After drinking your coffee, make sure you have enjoyed it. I don't know. All right, so prepositions are always followed by ing. This is a rule, so you can trust this rule. Yep. But when you don't have a preposition, like in this case, then you need an infinitive. Yeah, so that will be it. Yeah, no problem. This is a good topic. These things, like, let me mark them so you know where I am right now. These things are called verb patterns. Verb patterns. And they are extremely important in English because English has many differences that are based only on using the infinitive, the base form, or the gerund. So yeah, this is something that we are studying now with my advanced class because this is a topic that you never stop studying in English, like infinitive, base form, and gerund. It's key. That's why I'm always asking you, what's an infinitive? What's a base form? Because yeah, this topic in English, it's key, it's crucial. So I recommend paying attention to these things because yeah, we have in English some verbs that can only be followed by infinitive, some others that can only be followed by base form, some others that can only be followed by gerund. So yeah, when you get to that part, you need to already know what an infinitive is and etc. Right? So that's why I'm always repeating the same idea. Yeah, so whenever you have a preposition, what follows, it's an ing form. Try not to forget about that. All right, do we have more questions about it? Anything else I can help you guys with?
In the exam, you can help us.
No,
Teacher,
I can't.
excuse me.
Yes, Juan Carlos.
I have a question. What is the correct way to make a question in the with the word now?
Oh.
Is the salt, for example, is the salt spicy now, or
Yeah.
is the salt now spicy?
Spicy
We
enough.
maintain
Yes.
spicy now. Okay.
Yes.
We maintain the same structure.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, good. That's a very good question, Juan Carlos. Thank you for that. So is the soup spicy enough? So enough only goes at the end. No matter if it's affirmative, negative, or question. Enough at the end. Is the soup spicy enough? And how can we make a question with to? Is the soup too hot, for example? So we keep the same structure. So if it's too, the adjective goes at the end. If it's enough, enough goes at the end. Yeah, so that's a very good one. And yeah, keep it in mind also. All right, anything else, guys? Because if not, we are moving to the next lesson.
Click, 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 click.
Click, 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 and I'm going to keep waiting. All right, so yeah, we are not going to practice this right now because I think it's a clear issue already. It's not so difficult. We are going to practice next class though because yeah, we need to keep bringing it back so it doesn't run away from our memories. But I want to introduce another topic which is going to be crucial for the next 2 classes before the exam, because it's kind of tricky. So I prefer to talk about that tonight. So next week we can just practice about it. So let's move on. Let me close this. And let's go to lesson 2. By the way, we are on page 68, in case anyone is wondering. And yeah, let's review vocabulary just so we know some extra words. Let's do as we always do. Let's hear first the pronunciation and then we'll work on the meaning. Let's go.
Listen. Roses. Chocolates. A necklace. A scarf. A gift card. A card. Tickets. Perfume. Cologne. A watch.
Now listen and repeat.
Let's not listen again because we were repeating the first time. Yeah. So this vocabulary is very common. I think we all know these words. So we have roses, chocolates, a necklace. So remember that this part of the body is called neck. Neck. So what we put around it is a necklace. Then we have a scarf, which is which is useful for cold days. Then we have a gift card. We know that already. A card, like a birthday card. Tickets for a concert, for a movie. Then we have perfume and cologne. I don't know the difference between perfume and cologne. I think they are the same, I'm not sure. Perfume and cologne, and finally a watch. Right, so why are we talking about these things? Because now we're going to be talking about gifts, gift items. These are very common things to give to someone. So we're going to be talking about gifting people. So does anybody know what the word gift means?
Valeria?
Yeah?
It's correct to say I can find my dog's necklace?
Necklace. Nope.
No?
Nope, it's not. No, because a necklace is like an accessory that you put around you. Does anybody know how to say that about the dog?
No.
No?
No.
Yeah. It's just the lace. The lace. Yes. The necklace and
Okay.
yeah, then we have the rope when it's a bigger dog. So yeah, the lace. Good. All right, so yeah, I was asking you what is a gift? A gift is something that you give to another person as a present. It's the same as saying present. Okay, so 2 words, same meaning. Yeah, now why are we talking about this? Because we're going to work, oh, let me move this, on objects, right? So something that you give to someone. For example, I gave my brother a watch, right? So I gave him a watch. So this is kind of a tricky thing to study. Before going into this, I prefer reviewing the pronouns in English because that's going to help us identify first the object pronouns, and then we can work on the objects, because this topic is kind of dense, like intense. So let's take it easy. Let's start by this. So in English, we have different types of pronouns. Okay, so the very basic ones, the first ones that you study when you start learning English are the personal pronouns. They are I, you, he, she, it, we, you, they. Very basic, we know that. We call them personal pronouns, or we also call them subject pronouns. I'm going to use the word subject this time to make the difference between subject and object. All right, so we have other ones that are the possessive pronouns, like to say my car, your chair, his necklace, etc. So to talk about possessions, possessive adjectives. And we also have possessive pronouns to talk about things that belong to you. So that chair is mine. That book is yours. So does anybody know what mine means in Spanish? Mine?
Mío, mío.
Mío.
Mío. Yes, there you go. So that book is mine. Ese libro es mío. That would be the difference between my and my. So what does my mean? My book.
Me.
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 Yes, perfect. All right, so yeah, that would be the difference between possessive adjectives and possessive pronouns. That's very important. Possessive pronouns usually go at the end of the sentence. That book is mine. Whereas possessive adjective can go in the middle or in front. My book. This is my book. That's also a difference. Another way in which we can talk about possessive are possessive nouns, like Carla's book, Juan Carlos's chair, for example. All right, so yeah, all of these ones are related to possessives. This class, we're not focusing on possessive, not right now at least, but we can make a review of the possessives in English because, yeah, that's also an important thing. It's kind of different from the Spanish possessive, so it is important to make a review. But tonight, we are not focusing on them. We are focusing on these two, right? So here is where I want you to pay attention. So we have the subject pronouns, which would be I. What is the subject pronoun? The subject pronoun does the action, right? Let me write it down so you can follow what I'm saying. So subject pronouns do the action. That's what we know. And on the other hand, we have object pronouns. The object pronouns don't do the action. They receive the action. That's a deal. What does that mean? We'll see. Let's work with I and another one like you. Okay, so we have I and you. So I do the action. I brought you this. All right, so the first one here is the subject pronoun, I, whereas you is the object pronoun. The object pronoun does not do the action. The object pronouns receive the action. And that's the difference between those two. All right, so I brought you this. The doer is I. The receiver is you. Right, so that's the deal with subject and object pronouns. Someone does an action and someone receives the action. Let's see another example with she. So she called, let's use him. She called him yesterday. I know, right? So she is the subject pronoun. So she does the action, and him is the object pronoun. So him receives the action. Again, that would be the difference between those two. Someone does, someone receives. That's the deal. And of course, we can make these examples with all of them. You can also have the same pronoun and a subject and object. For example, she called her yesterday. It's perfectly possible. Right? So what you need to remember is that each of the subject pronouns have an object pronoun that corresponds. So I as a subject pronoun, me as an object. You as a subject and you as an object. It's the same. Then we have he as a subject and him as an object. She, subject, her, object. It, remains the same. And then we have we, subject, as object. You, subject, you, object. And they, subject, them, object. All right, so now you need to start thinking about making the difference between the subject and the object. Usually, the subject goes at the beginning of the sentence, and the object usually comes after the verb because it receives the action. Right? So it's very common to have a verb and then the object pronoun immediately after. It's common. Whereas the subject pronouns always come after the verb of the main verb of the sentence. That would be it. Now let me know if you have questions about this. Are we on the same track? Good. So now let me ask you then, what is the translation of me? How do we say me in Spanish?
Me.
Me.
Me? Just me?
Yo.
Yo?
No.
Me.
This one
como-
would be yo.
Like when you
Yo
say
mismo.
that's for me. It's para mí.
Para mí.
A mí. A mí.
Ajá. Para mí o a mí.
Eso.
There you go. A mí. Usually I would translate it as a mí. I like it that one better, but yeah, it's also possible to have a mí. So the second one would be a ti. Then we have, how would you translate this one?
A él.
A él. Yes. Then we have a ella. It. That's tricky.
A ello.
A eso.
ello.
A eso.
Ese.
A
Yes.
ello.
All of those. A ello, a esto, a eso, because we don't
Besito
have
nomás
that in
sería.
Spanish. Yeah. Sorry?
Besito nomás sería.
Escrito nomás sería, yes, because we don't have that in Spanish. So you can say whatever you want.
Oh,
I believe you.
Itzito entonces.
Itzito. I like it. Thank you, Sharon. I'm going to start using that one in my classes. Itzito. Yeah, so we don't have that in Spanish. We have no idea how to translate it, and it's fine. Then we have us. How do we translate us?
Nosotros.
Yes. There you go. A nosotros o nosotras. Then we have you, it's the same, but it would be in the
Ustedes.
yeah, a ustedes, in the
A
plural
ustedes.
form. Yes, a ustedes instead of a ti. And finally, them,
A ellos.
a ellos. There you go. All right, so the idea of a in Spanish gives you the meaning of the receiver of the action. A mí o para mí. I don't do the action, it's for me, if you wish. Whereas with the subject, I do the action. All right, so that will be the difference between those two. Let's have a few exercises here. Not all of them, I'm gonna give some of them for homework. We need to practice.
Teacher.
You love
yes,
the homework, no,
tell
teacher?
me. I do. Yes, tell me, Juan Carlos.
Teacher, before you pass to the
Mhm.
another exercise,
Let's go back.
when we say, for example, this is about me, me or me, meaning esto es acerca de mí.
Yes, there you go. Yes.
In
This
this
is-
case, can mean me.
Yep, it's the same me. So we are talking about the object pronoun. Yes.
Okay. Another question, teacher. I have this question for many years. When we can use it for a person, no, for an object, I know that it is used with objects, things, and in some occasion with animals.
Mhm.
But in some sentence, we use a name of an animal with I don't know how to say, like if the animal is a person. with a subject
Yes.
pronoun.
Yes.
How we can difference this kind of use, teacher?
Yeah. So for example, its name is I don't know, Peppa, let's say. So yeah, we can say we can use it to refer to animals, yeah. But sometimes we use other ones like her. Her name is Peppa. Let's imagine that I have a dog here and her name is Peppa. So yeah, we usually use it or it to talk about an animal. Let me add more info so we can use. Yeah, we usually use it to talk about an animal regularly when we don't know the animal so well, right? So when it's any animal that we can find anywhere. But if I know the animal because it's my pet, for example, we usually tend to use like the other pronouns that we normally use for people. Yeah, so instead of using she for my pet, sorry, instead of using it for my pet, I would use she or he, depending on its gender. But yeah, it is very common. If it's not your pet, or if you don't like this pet, if you don't know this pet or this animal very well, then you have to use it, right? So it's, if you're referring to any animal in the world, it's it, most preferably, right? So yeah, careful with that. And also sometimes we use it for babies too. When we don't know the baby, we don't say he or she, we say it, because we don't know the gender. All right, so in English, it's very common to use it. The problem is that we don't have it in Spanish. So yeah, it's a little tricky for us to understand. But yeah, it depends on the relationship that you have with the animal, I would say. Yeah, hopefully I answered your question, Juan Carlos. I'm guessing that that was your question. If not, let me know.
Thank you, teacher. It's very clearly.
Yeah, good. Thank you. So now let's go back. Let me clear everything. And yeah, it is always kind of a tricky pronoun for us. Now let's complete some exercises. Not all of them, but just a few to see how we're doing. Because as Rodri said, I love homework, so I'm going to give you homework. Of course, I'm going to give you homework. But it's going to be kind of a different one. But anyways, we are going to complete the sentences with object pronouns. What are object pronouns? The ones that go at the end. Let's read number one and see how it goes. My friend Tom lives in London. This is a parcel from
Him.
him. How do we know it's from is him here? How can we know?
Because it's
Let's talk about Tom.
Yes. We
it's
are talking.
replacing the how do you say
Subject?
yeah, the subject, but you put a name, the subject pronoun, yes?
Subject pronoun, yes. Yeah, so our subject is Tom. Usually the subject and the object are similar, usually, but not always. We are going to see some other examples. Yeah, what is a parcel?
A piece of earth.
No.
No? Oh,
It's not a piece of land.
Piece of land.
Sitio.
No.
Sitio, lugar.
It's not a place.
Piedad.
No.
Parcela.
No.
It's not parcela. I thought it was parcela.
It's not related to land.
Oh, sorry. I don't know.
It's related to the post office.
Neither.
So what is it? Nobody knows? No.
Direction.
I would say encomienda or paquete, some people say. Yes, that's a parcel.
Cajita.
Cajita, yeah. Something that you send on the post office. That's a parcel. Yes. Yeah, this is a false friend. All right, let's go with number two. I'm sorry, I can't tell what happened.
You.
Yes, you. Usually you. I'm sorry, I can't tell you what happened. It's a secret. Right? So here we have a clear example where the subject and the object are different. Yeah, so I am the subject, you are the object. I can't tell you. Let's go with 3. The children are hungry. Give
Them.
them. Very good. How do we know?
Wow,
Because we are
this
talking
is
about the children.
good.
Yes, this class is brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, children, remember, children is plural, not singular. So we have children, them. We are thirsty. Can you give some
Us.
juice?
As.
Good, very good. So how do we know? Because the subject is we. We are thirsty. So can you give us some juice? Jack is in the garden. Bring his
Him.
football. Bring him. There you go. Bring him his football. What is a football?
Oh, play football.
American
The ball.
football.
The ball.
Yeah. Not quite. The football here means the ball, la pelota.
Yes.
So
So Jack is a mascot. How do you say mascota?
no.
No.
Oh,
Pet.
yeah.
But maybe Jack is
Pet.
maybe it's the dog.
It's a
Jack.
pet.
Bring him
Pet.
football.
Yeah, could be. Yeah. A pet, by the way, mascota.
Pet. Yeah, pet.
Yes. Oh gosh, I cannot spell any word. Yeah, mascota. So yeah, if it were a pet, Rodri, how would we do it?
Bring it.
Bring it. Yeah, bring it.
Jack is a dog.
Yes, I see. Here we
Okay.
call the dogs Jack, something like that. Names like this.
Okay.
Yeah, well, if you say so, we believe you.
No, you don't call your pets Jack.
No, why would I? I wouldn't. Yes, but football, by the way, it's pelota also.
Yeah,
Football.
okay.
Yes. All right. Then we have 6. And Paul can't do the homework. Can you help
them?
them? Yes, help them. Ayudarlos a ellos.
Them.
We have Anne and Paul. Very good. And then we have I can't help tomorrow. I must visit my aunt.
You.
I can help you. Can't help you tomorrow. I must visit my aunt. These clothes are for poor children. Can you take to the Red Cross?
You take them.
Them. Very good. Why them? Because we are referring to the clothes. The clothes. Good. This cake is for Carol and me. Please give to
Us.
No.
It.
Give it to me.
This cake.
To us.
To her.
To her, sorry, yeah.
to
Give it
For
to
her.
us. Yes.
No,
There.
it is
Do
us
we?
because
For Carol and me.
Carol and me.
Us.
There you go. Yes.
Give yes. Good.
Very good. Yes, it's Carol and me. So I am included. So give it to us, the both of us. Yes, good. Then the roses are for my mother. Please give
Give
to.
Them to her.
Oh, very good. Yes, give them to her. So why? Because we're talking about roses, it's plural. And then we're talking about my mother. So it's her. Good. Where's the father? Can you tell where he is?
It.
Tell him. Where is the father?
What is father? Father.
Father, where is father?
Me.
The dad.
Them.
Yeah, I said that.
The dad. So,
Tell
what is
him.
it?
Tell me.
Yeah.
Will you
Got
tell
it.
me? Yeah,
Them.
sorry.
Can you tell me?
Can you tell me? Because I am asking. So can you tell me where's father? Because I want to know. Good. Where's the mouse? I can't see
It.
It.
it. Very good. I can't see it. Where's the post office? Can you tell where it is?
Can you tell me?
Me.
Tell
Me.
me. Tell me because I am asking. So can you tell me where it is? What's your telephone number? I don't know
It.
It.
it. I don't know it. And our brother is very nice. He always helps
Us.
us. How do we know it's us? Because we have our brother.
Our.
Very good. All right. So this is not difficult for you guys. it's good news.
The
I
test
was
now.
sorry.
Not teacher.
Yeah. Not right now because we have the exercises.
Can give the test just from this.
No. The text
Mm.
is going to be very difficult, as always.
Oh, teacher, remember, we love you.
No, you don't. I know you don't, guys.
No.
Yep, it's going to be more difficult,
He
but not because I
loves
want.
you. You is the object.
The object. All right, the text is going to be difficult, not because of my decision, but it's because of the book. All right, so we started by reviewing something that is easy, and you did very well here. But now we need to have a look at those times in life when we have two objects, an indirect one and a direct one. So next class, we are going to be talking about this. Please don't miss next class. Don't be late because, yeah, this is going to be kind of an important thing regarding grammar because we're going to be talking about direct and indirect objects. So also we're going to have some more practice about this.
Okay.
Remember next Monday is our last class reviewing new material. On Wednesday, we are going to review everything else for the exam. And on Friday, we are going to have the exam. That's it. So please don't be busy this week because we are going to need to practice a lot before the exam.
Vale.
Yeah,
The exam includes the unit 4, 5, and 6.
There you go. Yes.
And 6?
And 6. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
yes.
Oh, too easy, yeah.
Everything. Yes. And last class, I got some complaints. Only 16 questions? Is this real? So now we are going to have 60 questions.
But just for this person, not for anything.
Not for everyone.
Not
We'll
for
see.
everyone, yeah.
We'll see. All right, so yeah, please don't miss next week's classes. And yeah, the homework was a joke. I'm not gonna give you homework this weekend. We still have time to complete the exercises on my English lab. Go there and practice. And yeah, thank you very much for coming tonight. I will be seeing you next class. If you have extra questions, stay with me a little longer. Otherwise, you may leave and have a lovely weekend.
Thank you very much,
teacher.
teacher.
Yeah.
Goodbye.